Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a quick Rescue Michigan update on the case against Kristina Karamo in Kent County. There was a hearing this morning in the courtroom of Judge Joseph Rossi, and it is bad news for Kristina Karamo, basically. Real quick, we're just going to go through it. So, first off, just to catch people up, there are three cases regarding the Michigan GOP that we are following. One is the lawsuit initiated by Kristina Karamo against Comerica Bank and against the trust that owns the headquarters building. The other is the case in Kalamazoo County, brought by the chair of the Kalamazoo County GOP against Kristina Karamo and others locally who are claiming that she's not the chair. Kelly Sackett, that is, the chair of the Kalamazoo GOP. And then there is this case in Kent County, where Melinda Pago, the co-chair and acting chair at the time the lawsuit was filed, sued Kristina Karamo, and there was some co-plaintiffs, members of the state committee, suing Kristina Karamo. And there was a hearing in Kent County this morning on two motions to dismiss the case, essentially brought by Kristina Karamo's attorney, and it did not go well for them. So we're going to talk about that real quick and what's going to happen next, which is actually coming tomorrow. There's going to be oral arguments on a motion brought by the plaintiffs for a temporary restraining order against Kristina. So we will look at what those are. But first, let's look at what got denied today. This is the answer to the lawsuit, the motion for summary disposition, which effectively means shutting down the case. It's effectively the same as a motion to dismiss. Oral argument requested, and that was today. The attorney was Dan Hartman, who was not the attorney today. It was somebody else. The name escapes me, but at some point I'll have it with something in writing here. So it was not Dan Hartman. Dan Hartman has been strangely absent from all of these court hearings recently. He was not in Kalamazoo County for that hearing last week, and he was not in Kent County for this hearing today. It was some other person. I could not get a live stream of the hearing. There is a channel on YouTube that apparently is the judge's personal Zoom meeting room, and there was some sort of technical difficulty, so it was not working, unfortunately. So we don't have the oral arguments, but we do know what the decision is because that was spelled out quite clearly, and we will go through what that was. There's basically this, and there was an additional motion to dismiss based on what they called quo warranto requirement, which I'll talk about briefly. But this is the bigger one. This was the motion where they moved this honorable court, honorable, enter an order of dismissal, summary disposition for lack of subject matter jurisdiction because the matter is not justiciable pursuant to the misspelled Height-Manus doctrine concerning a political question that's been resolved by the state committee that is the sole authority for interpreting its own bylaws. And there's Hartman's signature on it, and there's not much of an argument. This is their brief in support of it, and it's basically pounding the table on Height-Manus and saying that there's all these other cases where the courts say they don't have jurisdiction, and this is one of those cases because of this federal case, Height-Manus v. Austin. And without going into this too much, because I've been over this on the show multiple times, why this is a completely inapplicable case. It was a federal case, therefore the court wasn't bound by it, but also it was a case on completely different set of facts. It was a case where it was a federal suit concerning which delegates should be seated at a national convention, and the case got dismissed because they were saying that the statutes were improper, but the judge said, well, but it doesn't matter because the RNC's policies mirror the statutes anyway, so they're not really in dispute. So a case that really no bearing on anything, but that was the case that the GOP under Kristina Karamo has been relying on for like everything this whole past year. We started hearing about this case, I want to say back in like last March, but it was sometime when Dan Hartman originally started tripping up and saying, we can do whatever we want because we're the state party, and the courts are not allowed to do anything because of this Height-Manus case. Well, the judge said nope, and basically this motion to dismiss was itself denied, and so that went bye-bye. The other thing that the defense raised, and this is something that they raised in the Kalamazoo case, is a claim that there's this requirement for quo warranto claims that you have to go to the attorney general first before you can file a suit against the opposing party, which only applies when you're suing government actors. So that got shut down in Kalamazoo. It got shut down in Grand Rapids today. So both of those claims are gone, and therefore the judge has not dismissed the case. Now they are on a motion for a temporary restraining order, which is this, and this will be heard tomorrow and Thursday if they need that much time. I'm not sure why they would, but they might. So hopefully we'll have better luck getting a hold of the live feed on the case. Let me see if I can actually find the link that I can show you guys where to go for this hearing. Okay, I'll put this up on the screen right now so you can see. This is the link to the YouTube channel and the Zoom meeting ID. I don't know if we're allowed to participate in the Zoom. The last time I tried at a hearing they had a couple weeks ago, but it was in the judge's chambers and they just said no. But I think basically they can go off record and still be on Zoom, but what's on record is what's on YouTube. So the YouTube link, let's see. How do I make this visible? Hold on. Let me break this out here and I can give you the link to the channel. I should just put a link in the description too. Oh, this is a very cumbersome link. And you know what? There's some definitely confusing characters in here. Hold on one sec, guys. Let me do this. I'll remove this from the screen. Add the whole window back in. And now you can kind of see there's youtube.com/channel. And I will read this off because you can't tell whether it's a lowercase L or a capital I, but I can. It's youtube.com/channel/capital UCZP capital IN number 7 lowercase p h k capital F lowercase s number 1 capital Y lowercase g capital U number 8 capital Q lowercase r capital J hyphen capital I small a capital A. That's the link to the court's YouTube channel where hopefully we'll be able to watch the proceedings tomorrow. But anyway, getting back to this motion for a temporary restraining order, which may be heard tomorrow and possibly even Thursday. This is what it's calling for. They're asking for a prohibition against defendant Kristina Karamo and any other persons acting in concert or participation with Ms. Karamo who receive actual notice of such order from holding herself out as chair of the Michigan Republican State Committee, calling any meeting of the Michigan Republican State Committee, accessing any bank accounts held in the name of the Michigan Republican State Committee or the Michigan Republican Party, which is very important because the fake GOP just passed some motions to pay Kristina out of their bank account. Interesting timing. Accessing any postal boxes held in the name of the Michigan Republican State Committee or the Michigan Republican Party, and conducting or attempting to conduct any business in the name of the Michigan Republican State Committee or the Michigan Republican Party, including sending out emails that purport to be sent on behalf of the Michigan Republican Party, engaging in any communication, including on social media, that purports to be issued on behalf of the Michigan Republican State Committee or the Michigan Republican Party. B, determining that plaintiff Melinda Pago is or was the acting chair of the Michigan Republican State Committee. This was filed before Pete Hoekstra was named chair. Vested with all power, authority, dues, and responsibilities attendant thereto, including without limitation the authority to access or deny access to any bank accounts or other assets of the party, and directing Ms. Karamo to show cause of why the relief requested should not be converted to a preliminary injunction during the pendency of this action, submitted by the attorneys who work for the Warner, Norcross, and Judd law firm, which might be why the Karamo supporters are now attacking the law firm as part of their PR strategy. And their arguments are what we've really been over a number of times on this stream. I don't think it's something we need to cover again. It's something that we covered just on Sunday's stream, going through the RNC's decision on not acknowledging Karamo as chair and recognizing Pete Hoekstra as chair, which they did unanimously. So what's going to happen? Probably, I think they're going to issue the restraining order. But if they don't go that far, the next most likely thing I think is going to be what they did in Kalamazoo, which is not to issue the TRO, but still to keep the case alive for further consideration for more hearings and things of that nature. But we'll see. The judge multiple times said that he really wants this. He understands this has to be resolved urgently. By the way, in terms of the arguments today, the argument for the plaintiffs was this case is about three things: bylaws, bylaws, bylaws. And that's what the judge has now basically indicated. This is not a non-justiciable claim, which is like the entirety of their defense is, oh, the court can't consider this. It's an internal party matter. Well, that's gone out the window now. So that's what happened today, and it is all very propitious for what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. Oh, I just see Patty in chat says just search YouTube for 17th Circuit 97. That would have been an easier way to do it, but I already read out the exact website address all the way through. So that will be tomorrow and possibly Thursday. We will see if we can get live coverage. I believe it is also at 9 a.m. as was today's case. I could be wrong about that, but keep your eyes peeled on that YouTube channel or ours, because if it's on YouTube, I mean, that's as public as it gets. So if they do, if you want our coverage, we will be probably streaming live. So there you go, folks. That is the update for the case. We shall see what happens next. It looks like something might happen on this very soon because, well, I mean, if there's a TRO, that's the end of the case, basically. Because at that point, what else are they going to do? What new evidence are they going to bring to light that's going to change anything? Probably nothing. So there you go. That's the news for today. Thanks, as always, for all you guys do for liberty. And until next time, peace.